Second Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell Salakia. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And I was watching this, for well, not even watching it. It's popped up on my feed for the last 2-3 days. And I wasn't gonna go into it, but the spirit jumped on me to do something, concerning this extreme heat in France, Germany, pretty much Europe, where now it's reported over 1,300 people have died, because of the extreme heat from June 21st to now. So pretty much, I think today is the 30th. So 9 days, 1,300, showing you that the Lord is plaguing these devils, man. Could have had Jake in there caught up, but for the majority of those people, I'm pretty sure, it was these devils. And the Lord said in the last days that he was going to bring plagues in the world, man. So many plagues, people can't escape. It's a beautiful thing to see, and it's, in the States, it's set to be high for the next 3 to 4 days, extreme heat, but those of us in this truth, man, we are prepared for, I'm not going to say prepared, but we are in the know of what's to come in these last days, man. A lot of these people in the earth, they don't consider things are going to get bad. And last year, it was extreme heat advisory, in Europe. And I believe some people passed, some people died or whatever. But this year, it seems like the number has tripled, showing you we at the end times, man. The Lord is cooking these devils, man. The Lord is about to cook Babylon the Great with thermonuclear fire, because we all know that the son doesn't like Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child. The son does not like them, man. The son hates them. This is why they lead in skin cancers. But without any further ado, we're gonna play it. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing. The elect be edified. Shalom.
Temperatures broke records across Europe again on Sunday, including in Germany, Poland, and the Czech Republic. The World Health Organization chief says more than 1,300 heat-related deaths have been recorded since June 21st. Incredible. CBS News' Lee Canary has more from London.
Europe is facing a perfect storm, the oldest median population of any continent that's warming faster than any other continent. French officials attributed around 1,000 excess deaths to heat last week. Most of those were elderly people, and there were also over 70 drownings there. According to a European official we spoke to, of all climate-related impacts and hazards, heat is the biggest killer. Last year, heat was more deadly in Europe than gun violence was in the United States. So, of course, people are asking what's being done about it. The European Environment Agency official that we spoke to said this is a call to action, but the solution is not just air conditioning.
What do you expect to do? What can you do? If the sun is, if the Lord said it's going to be this hot, and he got the sun cooking y'all, what can you do? You can stay in, right? You can stay in the house or whatever. But you call in for action, like you want to try and get rid of the sun, man.
They recognize more buildings do need to be immediately given AC, like hospitals and elderly homes, but say over the long term, it will contribute to the growing challenge of a warming climate. And attitudes across Europe seem to align. A recent survey in France said 1 in 6 people said they'd rather suffer for the sake of the environment. Air conditioning.
And they got these little air tunnels where they spray water on people, as they walk through to kind of cool them down. It's not doing nothing, man. Pretty much when it's that hot and you get in the water, you tend to get more muggy, man. Because a lot of the times, unless you go to a beach or a pool or something like that, if you just getting sprayed like this, and then you got the clothes, and then you got your clothes on, it's gonna make you even more hot, man. It ever been so hot and then it rained, and then after it rained and you went outside, it was like super muggy. That's pretty much what happens. So Esau always think that he can defeat, the elements, and fight against the Most High, man, which he can't. Because he's an idiot, man.
Is also more expensive. In Europe, energy prices are much higher than in the U.S. So governments find other ways to cool these historic and densely populated cities with hot homes. In Paris, over 100,000 trees have been planted over the last decade to increase shade. In Rome, technology is distributed to better monitor the elderly, who are by far in the most danger in increasing heat. Now,
and who dwells in those regions of the world? Mostly Esau Edom, man. Germany, Poland, Rome, right? It's Edomites, man. So the Lord is plaguing these devils, man, cooking them alive, man. They was already red, but now they're gonna be blood red.
Now, temperatures have dropped in Western Europe, but there is a warning that they're likely to build again next week. Back to you.
I got another one. Check this one out. Because you devils, you can't escape, man. These last days is going to be hell on you, man. Hotter than, hotter than what you feeling right now over there in Europe.
I think
it said temperatures reach 40 degrees Celsius. Let's see what that looked like in Fahrenheit. 40 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. So that's like 104 degrees, Ah, man. You devils is through, man. It's finished. Can't escape, man. Can't go nowhere. The Lord is judging you wherever you at, man.
People plan their trip months before, and the Louvre closing less time working as usual, and people didn't plan it at all. I think it's not very convenient for people and not expected at all. And they closing it's very not good time, so it closes at 4. So I think even if you are doing it due to the heat, you would rather close it before the 12, for example, and close it until the 5, and then open it again so people can visit it in the evening when it's not that hot outside.
A lot of things got shut down, so it was really disappointing. It's my first time ever on the European continent. It's my first time in Paris. We were lucky that I had booked tickets for 11:30 today for the Louvre because they're closing at 4.
And the last entry was at 2 p.m. So many people who've traveled from around the world aren't getting to see the sights that Paris has to offer because of this heat wave, and it's dangerously hot.
Britain, Denmark, and Switzerland all experienced record heat in June, with temperatures breaching 104 degrees in some areas. You can't tell me this is not the Lord, man.
Today I'm outside looking for a shade as we have a river here, so it's quite refreshing. And just to sit in the shade, basically have a water with electrolytes and stay strong. I will definitely go to work as I usually work from home. I don't have AC at home, and my work office has AC, so I'm definitely going.
There's very little air conditioning in my flat. There's no air conditioning, so I keep the curtains closed all day.
And it gets this hot in Europe, but they don't have no AC in there wherever they live. You had two people say that they don't have AC in their apartments or whatever. I mean, I don't know. You work. I mean, that would be something that you would need. But Esau is not that bright, man. He's quick to say that so-called Negroes and Latinos, they don't have, high IQ. It looks like his IQ is not that high, man. He's I don't that would be something that you would need. That's all I would say.
And I open the windows at night to be a little more cool. But I'm kind of just accepting that I'm going to be sweaty for the next month. It seems plausible to me that this is due to anthropogenic climate.
And the way these devils be smelling, man, when it rains or when they're sweating, man, you don't want to stand next to them because they don't smell too good, man. They don't smell good at all. Their hair, everything's just, it doesn't smell good, man. It smells like dog.
Change, of course, there's no certainty about any of these things, but this seems very believable, and it's all over the world. It's in other parts of Europe, it's in the United States. So
I think it's actually helpful that there's not air conditioning inside the buildings in Prague, because then people aren't going from really cold to really hot. So I think it's more moderate. The change in temperature is helping us, though I think everybody is sweating. I do think that this is probably an impact of climate change. The winter that I had
and there go these devils, man. Climate change. Like, scratch the Most High. When it comes to these devils, they don't believe in the Most High, man. But they will. The whole world is going to fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, real soon. Me, frankly, I'm just tired of these devils just fucking talking, man. I'm tired of them just talking, trying to, give politically correct answers and sound dumb in the process, and they just don't know. They have no type of spiritual connection with the power of the universe, man. But they would always say Jesus this and Jesus that, man. Right? And they can have them. You know, we don't know Jesus, man. We know Yahweh Shah. But these devils, man, they, you know, this is why the Lord said in what is it, Hosea 4:1, that he has an issue, man. Let's get it. Because everything is global warming, Mother Nature, climate change, right? It says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, right? The leaders, right? Those that are in charge, that he's given the earth to, which is the wicked. It said, because there's no truth, no mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land, man. Right? So the Lord has a controversy, man, a beef with you devils, man. Because you puff yourself up as, you know, to be the Most High, right? And you say the Most High don't exist. But you're going to pay for that, man. From here on out, man, you're going to pay for that. Let me get Psalms 68 and verse 20. And it reads, it says, Salakia, it says, he that is our power is the power of salvation. He's our power, man. He's the power of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the Israelites. It says, he that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Most High power, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, belong the issues of death, right? 1,300 plus dead, right? And that record is going to climb, right? It's going to climb. You see what happened over there in Venezuela, right? They still finding bodies. Whenever a death happens, it's the Lord that did it, man. The Lord says, shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? Right? That's Amos 3:6. I got one more. We're going to shut it down.
The United States was colder than we've had in recent memory. This seems to be hotter than we've had in recent memory. And I think that's probably not just random. That's probably has to do with us.
I think that's great. It's actually cooled me down a bit just now. I think that's brilliant. They moved the running route into the shade. So I think that's great. Everything's looking quite good so far, but I haven't run yet either. I'm sure it's tough out there.
So they got vehicles riding around spraying people. You can't overthrow what the Lord is doing, man. You can't do it. Yeah, man. So it's crazy, man. You know, but these are the plagues that the Lord is going to bring on the earth, man. This is 2nd Ezra 15:5. We're going to shut it down. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. And that's coming. Right? There's going to be a lot of death in the land, man. There's going to be a lot of death in the earth. The pride is high, right? The stupidity is high. The abominations are high. The evil is high. The violence is high. Everything is high. So the body count going to be high, man. The death toll going to be high. Kohlo Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. To the next lesson, I'm going to end it there. Shalom.